Hi, my name is Zach Ziegler, and today I'm going to help you learn how to use a program called Band in a Box. This program is a very useful tool for practicing improvisational skills as well as melodic composition. After a brief instruction of showing you how to import and add changes to Band in a Box, I will then give a brief demonstration about how to play over the changes.
This is your basic band-in-a-box screen where you can insert changes or chords from a lead sheet onto the computer. From there, this program will transform the chords into a combo setting of drums, bass, and piano from which you can improvise and practice your melodic composition over them. This program allows you to insert chords on beats 1 and 3 of a measure. And these are the default settings. You, of course, can add them on 2 and 4, but we won't worry about that right now. And it gives you a C chord to start off with, which is actually what we do want to start off with. So our second chord we will insert by clicking on the second half of measure 1. I want a D minor 7 chord, so I type D minor 7, which appears in this box over here, D minor 7, this is the current chord being typed in, and hit enter, and voila, you have a full measure of chord. So we're going to continue with this progression that I've been working on by typing in the shorthand for it until you have a complete first phrase. G9 to D minor 7 with an A bass to D minor 7 to G7 to C. Alright, this is our first 8 measures and our first phrase of our song. The form of most popular songs and many jazz tunes is AABA, with this first 8 measures consisting and being considered the first A section. So following that, we need a second A section, which we can get easily by highlighting these first 8 bars and bringing your cursor up to edit, copy from ... to ... As you can see, we're copying from bar 1 a whole 8 bars, and we're moving these bars to measure number 9 right down here. So we can hit 9 and press enter, and we have our second A section. So now we need something that is going to contrast, something that's going to be different from these first 4 measures. So we're going to add an F7 chord here for a whole measure, followed by C, and we're going to have a D minor 7 with an A bass. Again, we're going to continue this theme to the G7. We're actually going to copy this down so that it repeats that. And that's our B section. Finally, we need an A section to round off our piece into a nice, even 32 bar form. So we can do this one more time by adding the A section, copy, down to measure 25, and pressing OK. So now Band in a Box has transferred all this information into a MIDI file, and it will play it at different styles for you. If you go up to Styles, you can click Choose from 24. As you can see, it'll play everything from country to waltz to pop ballad, even reggae. But we were going to focus right now on jazz swings. You can go ahead and click that. And then the next thing you want to check is your tempo. This tempo right now is marked at 120. Which is nice and even, but I'm going to bump it up to 140. Alright. And over here, you get to play, which we can play the song. And, well, let's take a listen to what we've created so far. Alright, yeah. Oh! That's good. Here's our B section. That's good, yeah. Now when Band in a Box completes this phrase, it will repeat, and it will differentiate the drums and bass pattern and the piano comping. Notice how the drum has added a ride cymbal, and the bass player is adding more of a walking style. You can listen to this piece over and over and just keep practicing your changes and just keep practicing your melodic composition. When you want to stop, you can move the cursor over to stop. And there you have it. Improvisation is one of the defining characteristics of the jazz idiom, and jazz artists such as John Coltrane, Ella Fitzgerald, and Louis Armstrong have led the way in their field. Their solo improvisations are often considered to be the epitome of all improvisational technique. After jazz became known as an art form, people began to transcribe solos, which means that they would take recordings of existing solos, such as those by Armstrong, and write them down to figure out exactly what they were doing while they soloed. The hope of this was to be able to look at the chords and notes that each person was playing, and through study be able to improve one's own improvisations. This is a transcription by George Coleman, who played tenor sax in the Herbie Hancock Band on the song Maiden Voyage. Notice the form of this song. It is an AABA form, just like the song we are working on. The Real Book is one of the main publishers of lead sheets, which is where transcriptions evolved to. These are two examples of lead sheets. The first is My Foolish Heart, and on the right, My Funny Valentine. A lead sheet provides the user with the melody for a piece, the changes for the piece, and the form.
So now I'm going to show you how to implement Band in a Box to practice your melodic interpretation and your improvisation skills. I will be playing on my tuba, which is my major instrument. But first, we have to make one small adaptation to Band in a Box to make it better suit my needs. Since the tuba is in the key of B flat, it would be more conducive for me to have this piece also in the key of B flat. Right now it's in the key of C, as notated here. And in order to transpose, simply drag the box to the key that you would most likely have, and I want B flat, so B flat, click it, click yes, and it automatically transposes into the key that you want, and right now this is the best key for me. Alright, so now let's try some unrehearsed practice of improvisation. Start up Band in a Box here. So as you can see, Band in a Box will just continue to play this song over and over, and it'll change it up for you, and you can just keep practicing your skills all night long.